Hi everyone, this is Dylan again from Dylan's Reptile Time. Hope you're all doing okay. So we're back with another question. So what is the question this week?
What is the largest reptile in the world?
Right, so it's a good question. So what is the largest reptile living in the world today? Well, as we know, there's reptiles of all different shapes, different sizes, but there are some absolute whoppers out there, some huge reptiles. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at each kind of reptile type and see if they're the largest in the world. So we'll start with tortoises. Now let's just have a look at this guy. This is Dave. He's a marginated tortoise from Greece, and they're the largest species of tortoise in Europe. But Dave, he's not the largest tortoise in the world. He's got a cousin that's huge. So one of his cousins is the Galapagos tortoise, and they come from the Galapagos Islands. Yeah, and they get massive. They're the largest species of tortoise in the world. They can get over 4 feet in length, 3 feet wide, 2 feet high, and they can weigh a whopping 400 kilograms. And they can live to like 160 years old. So they live for a long time. They get bigger. They get massive. But then by no means the biggest kind of turtle or tortoise in the world. So the biggest turtle in the world is the leatherback turtle, which is a big sea turtle found all over the world's seas and oceans. And they can get over twice as big as the Galapagos tortoise. So they can get like 9 feet in length, and they can weigh as much as 900 kilograms. That's really heavy, and they just kind of float all around the world, swimming around, looking for jellyfish to eat. That's their main prey, what they feed on. And they only come to the land to lay their eggs, like once a year. Right, so that was the biggest tortoise and turtle in the world, but still not the biggest reptile in the world. So let's move on to lizards. Right, so what is the biggest lizard in the world? Well, we'll have a look at a lizard. So let's have a look at Sparky here. We know Sparky, he's a bearded dragon from Australia. He's a good size, you know, he's quite big for a lizard, I guess. But yeah, he's by no means the biggest lizard in the world. Biggest lizards are like your monitor lizards, and there's one in particular that gets huge. So it's the Komodo dragon. It's the largest lizard in the world, and they come from Indonesia. From an island called Komodo specifically, and they really do live up to their name. They get massive. Yeah, they're big dragons. They can get up to like 2.5 meters in length, which is about 8 feet, and they can weigh up to 90 kilograms. So they're a really big lizard. They feed on things like deer and other big mammals like that. But even though they're big, quite long from snout to the end of their tail, up to 8 feet, they're not the largest reptile in the world. So let's have a look at snakes, shall we? Right, so what's the largest species of snake in the world? Well, if you have a look at Stretch here, the boa constrictor, they get pretty big. They can get up to like 12 feet, but they're nowhere near as big as the largest snakes in the world. So the largest snakes, they're like the anaconda from the jungles of South America, and the reticulated python from South Asia and Southeast Asia, Indonesia. Now, they can get huge. They can both potentially get up to 25 feet in length. And the anaconda is considered the world's heaviest snake. That can get up to like 500 kilograms in weight. And the reticulated python, that can potentially get a little bit longer than the anaconda, but that weighs kind of half as much. So that can weigh up to like 250 kilograms. So they're pretty huge reptiles, like nearly 30 feet in length. Imagine that. But they're not the largest reptile in the world, and we're going to have a look at that now. Right, so the largest type of reptile in the world are crocodiles. Look at this guy. Now, obviously, this isn't it's not a real one. They get pretty big, so I haven't got the space to keep that. Plus, they're too snappy. So the largest type of reptile in the world living today is the saltwater crocodile from South India, Southeast Asia, and Northern Australia. They get huge. Now, you've got some big crocodiles out there. You've got the Nile crocodile, Orinoco crocodile, but the saltwater crocodile is considered the largest. They can weigh up to 2,000 kilograms and can get up to 20 feet in length. Now, that is huge. They kind of live in like a coastal, like brackish mangrove swamps and river river deltas are in northern Australia and Southeast Asia, and they kind of eat big prey. They can eat deer, tapir. They can even have been known to eat humans. Now, it's quite rare, but it has been known. What Steve Irwin used to do in the early days, him and his team used to take big crocodiles out of areas where people lived or fished and kind of relocated them to other areas where they don't pose as much of a problem. And they've actually got the strongest bite in the world as well. So when they snap their jaws shut, they've got a force of around 3,500 pounds. So that's really powerful bite. So yeah, so they might not look the biggest here, but the saltwater crocodile, this is technically an alligator, I think, by the way. But yeah, you know what I mean. The saltwater crocodile is the largest reptile living in the world today. So I hope that answers your question, and we'll be back soon with another question for you. So take care, guys. Bye.